god. I wanted to film this like video about my like university experience such a long time ago, ever since I started my first year of university, and it just never works out. So I'm filming it now that I've finished 3 years of education. I honestly think that it's been such a like, it's gone so quickly. Like 3 years have passed so quickly, and madness. Like the fact that like 3 years have gone, mad. I'm currently in the park where like it's opposite my campus, which I went to Epsom. I went to the Epsom campus, which was probably the smallest campus out of the like 4 campuses we have at UCA. And don't get me wrong, the campus was okay, the campus was nice, and there's this huge park right in front of like the university, which was nice obviously for summer like I'm doing now. I'm filming this video. I'll show you like if I have like pictures and stuff from the campus itself, because obviously now I finished and I've graduated. Thank god, like I'm so done. But it's been such a like long 3 years, and I have like a few questions. I have a few questions that I thought of myself to like what would be good to answer in terms of like if someone's like starting university this September, or if anything like that, like anything that I've like thought, oh my god, I should probably like, it'll be good to know. What would be good to know? Oh my god, there's bees everywhere. What would be good to know if I'm starting university, before I start university, stuff like that. So the first question is like, in general, is university useful, and did I learn enough for the time and money spent? And if there's a lot I can answer in that question, because this question is like very like broad. I don't necessarily think that university is for everyone, or it's necessary, especially for a lot of degrees. Especially a lot of art degrees. A lot of art degrees don't really need you to have like university, like they require you to have like experience, which is different. But yeah, personally I don't think it was worth 30 grand. I don't think my university degree was worth 30 grand, because it was so much money that I spent on something that could have been summarized in a year, and it could have just yeah, I just don't think 30 grand and 3 years of my time was spent very well. I could have definitely got what I got from my degree in internships and apprenticeships and stuff like that. So I definitely, if I had the chance to rethink, I would definitely rethink. But again, I'm saying like, as I immigrated here, it's sometimes good to have that degree because I can fall back on it. But again, I am in debt of 30 grand, and I'm like, is it worth having that 30 grand now? Not really, not gonna lie. I am grateful like for the opportunities that university had for me. Like I'm so grateful for all of the opportunities that like it gave me, like meeting people, meeting industry people, and like people who have worked in the industry, and some lecturers. But you know, it's 30 grand at the end of the day. Like, is it worth meeting all those people? Not really. I think what I also made the other mistake is going so general in terms of like, my degree was so, not general, I'm sorry, very specialized. My degree was so specialized. So I would definitely go a bit more broad, because I went fashion journalism. Why would you go fashion journalism? I would go journalism so I can do a bit more of a broad journalism degree, therefore I can go into like different aspects of journalism. Now I'm kind of stuck of, yes, I have this journalism degree, but I've been taught into like how to write for different fashion like journalism styles, not like a broad range of journalism in terms of like sports or beauty, or like for example I did beauty, but I did it because I wanted to do like journalism in terms of beauty, not because I was taught. So I definitely, if you go into like journalism, just do more of a journalism general degree, not specialize in your masters. Like I'm actually kind of doing the opposite. I'm specializing now. No, I specialized in my bachelor's, and now I'm doing a general degree in like masters, because I think that's going to give me a bit more broad spectrum of like jobs later on, and also experience. Nonetheless, I have made great friends during uni. Like that's one of the things that like you know, if I didn't go to university, I think it would have been hard to make friends in the industry through internships or apprenticeships. Like when you get into the real world of work, it's very hard to make friends because everyone's fighting for the same thing. So it is hard in terms of making friendships later down the line, which now I'm grateful that I've made during my 3 years of university. The next question I thought was like, did I make friends even though I stayed at home? Which obviously, like I answered, I have made friends. I have made a few friends through like my degree. I've also made friends through like collaborating through different like degrees. In my third year of university, we kind of got split into, not split, we got combined into like 2 classes, which were completely different, like completely 2 different classes, but they didn't have enough lecturers. So they were like, oh my god, this is a great collaboration point for you guys. And I was like, I think it's you just not having enough lecturers, which was what it actually was. Nonetheless, it was great to like collaborate with other people, which I loved, because by year 3 I was a people person. So I did, you know, make friends from the other calls. I've also made friends from the year above. I made a great friend who has now graduated and is also working in her field of like study. So I have made friends even though I did stay at home. I lived like half an hour away from my university, so it wasn't, for me, wasn't reasonable to go and stay at accommodation. Like it would be a bit stupid to stay at accommodation. It would just be wasting money. So I didn't, and then I still did manage to make friends, because to be honest with you, like first of university, yes, I was stuck at home, but I again made friends because at second and third year I did have to go into university like every single week or most weeks. So yeah, I honestly think it's like one of those things that like a lot of people worry about it because they don't know how it's going to turn out. But you do make friends. Like, yeah, you do make friends from your accommodation, you do make friends from your course, you make friends from other courses because you potentially could collaborate. So yeah, I think it's not like such a bad thing. My biggest advice is making friends at uni is just being like open to making friends, because I, for example, was very shy in my first year, going to my first year, and then I slowly opened up second and third year, and that's how I made my friends. First year, like, you're naturally shy and you naturally don't know what to do, you're naturally like eager to like get on with the course and stuff like that, so I get it, but also be open and willing to make friends. Also, another thing, the last thing about friendship is not everybody's going to want to be your friend. Like I said, a lot of people are there to do their degree and go. So not everybody's going to want to be your friend, and that's okay. I think as long as you accept that, that will be absolutely fine. It's just one of those things that is sucky, but nonetheless, I think, you know, once you accept it, it's absolutely fine. You can just move on, make the friends that you can make, and move on. Period. Next question, am I happy with what I've learned, created during my 3 years there? Yes and no. I don't, obviously first year I was in lockdown, second and third year were on campus. First year, I think there would have been a lot more opportunity, like in terms of collaboration, meeting people, going to places, visiting places, but unfortunately COVID was then and kind of fucked it up for me. I can't really do anything about it. Like I'm not going to reminiscent on like things that I can't change. So there's no point in me saying, oh my god, yeah, it would have, this or that would have happened in my first year, when I don't know if it was going to happen or not. But I would like to think if first year wasn't fucked up so much, I would have done a lot more than I would have or had.
Stupid.
But in terms of second and third year, I did meet some industry people. They came for lecture talks, which was very interesting. Photographers, stylists, journalists, stuff like that, which was really interesting. Which was actually my third year, wasn't even in my second year. There was people through Zoom on the second year because everyone was still wary about lockdowns and stuff. So I did meet people partially through Zoom, in terms of industry people. But again, second year was very much like a mixture of like, yes, I was happy with the content I was like doing in terms of like writing different styles and learning like theory, because I had theory separately from like journalism. It was journalism and theory, and then third year was doing my dissertation and my magazine, which is what I personally, I think was my like proudest moment of like creating content in terms of university, because in my third year obviously we had to create a content, we had to create a magazine, which was amazing, but I did that by myself. Like there was help from lecturers and people like around in terms of collaboration, but it was mainly me who did that magazine, and I can't like thank many people in terms of like lecturers, because yes, we had sit down conversations about the magazine as they went along each week, but there was a lot of discrimination in terms of like my work throughout the 2 years. The lecturer that was my main lecturer for journalism, she wasn't amazingly nice to me. She did discriminate me many times, she did bully me many times, and I think a lot of people didn't see that until the third year, because someone else also got bullied in terms of their magazine, which was very unfair, and like nobody should be bullied in any way in terms of their content and what they create, and if anything it should be empowered and kind of like supported. But she wasn't like that. Because she was kind of like set in her old journalism way, she didn't really see new journalism, she didn't appreciate my kind of journalism, which was video content and stuff like that, and she was very like not it, like she wasn't with the times, which is sad, but we move. So yeah, sorry, I went on a tangent, but yeah, I think the proudest moment for me was my third year when I created my magazine. I did stick to my own guns in terms of my content and what I wanted my magazine to stand for, and I created it. I was like, okay, I'm either gonna have a great grade because I'm gonna do as my lecturer says and do completely the opposite of what I've done so far for my magazine, or I'm gonna stick to my own guns, stick to what I want to write about and what I'm interested about and what I see a future myself in, what I see my future self in terms of like, I did it for lifestyle, beauty and fashion, mainly more like lifestyle and beauty, but I did also have content that was film, and she didn't like that. She was like, she was nice about it at times, but at times she just didn't understand the film part, and I was like, I can sit here and explain it to you 100 times, but if you don't understand that like film is what I'm passionate about, then you know, we gotta move at some point. And I stuck to my own guns and did what I wanted to do for my magazine, which included film, included journalism, like the old style of just writing, a lot of photography, a lot of styling for shoots, stuff like that, which my magazine turned out so well, and I got really like, what's the word, not done for, but like I got really, to say it lightly, I got fucked over. Like my grade wasn't the best, it wasn't what I wanted, because my magazine, for me, like I don't want to sound big-headed, but like throughout those 2 years what I've learned was I've put everything into that magazine that I've learned and more. Like the stuff that I did with film and photography, I was not really taught. My course kind of just did solid journalism and that was it. So I'm proud of myself with the skills that I've put into that magazine, because it wasn't everything that I was taught, it was more. And yeah, so yeah, I think third year was the best year that I was happy in terms of like, I was the happiest in the third year, because I was doing what I wanted to do, and I got punished for it at the end, which was, you know, sad to see, because when you put so much work into your passion, you got fucked over. So anyways, besides that, I don't like, you know, am I happy with everything that I've made? Yeah. Did I put all of it, like all my effort into it? Yeah. Was it worth 30k? Not really. I think the 3-year course could have definitely been a year and a half max. I really don't think it was very like prolonged at times. At times it was just not worth it. Yeah, so I think, you know, there are going to be times that when you're doing your course, if you've already started your course or starting this September, where you'll be like, oh my god, but like this is not what I want to do. Try and like switch it up to what you want to do. Yes, it might not get you the best grade, but at the end of the day, nobody's going to ask you when you apply for jobs, what grade did you get at university? Nobody's going to ask you that. So I think do obviously follow what you have to follow, because you need to pass, but try and amend your content and like the work you do to suit your style, because you kind of have to stay true to yourself. I think that's my best advice. The thing that I really want to talk about is UCA, and obviously I went to University for the Creative Arts, and the next question is UCA a good university? And I could sit here and lie to you and be like, oh my god, it's the best university I've ever been to. It's not true. Do I honestly believe that any university is like the best university? No. Do I think that there's better universities and better courses than like other courses and other universities? Yeah. But again, it's very subjective. I think it is pure luck, and a lot of the time is like, do you have like, it's just luck. Like if you have a good lecturer and a good university who supports you when things go wrong or when good things go right, or you need to like complain about something, then that's amazing. But like, it's just pure luck. Like every university is kind of beating their chest saying, oh my god, I'm the best university ever. But in reality, it's very subjective, and also it's very much pure luck. In my case, do I think University for the Creative Arts was good? Was it good to me? Yes and no. It was good in many cases in terms of like the campus itself. They had an amazing photography studios, they have amazing equipment throughout all the campuses. I can't fault them in that. But I can fault them in the terms of like when I was complaining to my director about my lecturer, nothing happened, nothing was really like taken care of, which was sad to see. I think also if you're doing anything business related, I would not recommend University for the Creative Arts, because their business school, which was with their fashion school, the two are in the Epsom campus, is not great at all. So I would definitely not recommend the business school for anything masters related, hence why I'm not doing my masters, which will be a later conversation. But I think it is good in terms of fashion. Their fashion course is great. The course for like illustration games, I've heard it's really good because they have really great like benefits, like the equipment they use on campus. But again, I don't know. I think University for the Creative Arts, like UCA, it was good to me at points and it was bad to me at like other points. I did also work for the university, and there were times like if you want to be a student ambassador for university, I definitely recommend doing that, because it's one of those things where like you get good money for like a good job. Like you do get treated well as a student, and also the job is quite easy. So if you want to be a student ambassador, go for it. Lecture wise and like lecturers wise at UCA, my lecturers weren't, half them were great, half them weren't great. I think, like I said, I did get bullied and discriminated by one specific lecturer. Another lecturer wasn't the best. I think she could have been a lot nicer, but you know, it is what it is. That being said, the other half of the lectures were brilliant. I think they did teach me a lot. There was one particular person that taught me a lot about InDesign and about layouts and about stuff like that, which was great. I think that's pretty much about UCA. UCA has great equipment, great locations. Each campus is located in a great like way to help the students. For example, I studied in the Epsom campus, and Epsom is 45 minutes away from London. So if I had to go to London for any reason whatsoever, bear in mind I do study fashion, it was a 45-minute train ride, so it was a brilliant location. Same with Farnham, same with Canterbury, same with Maidstone. Last question was, will I be doing a master's with them? No. Like I said, I think because I want to study marketing, digital marketing, along those lines, the university has a global marketing course which is actually not accredited, which is quite funny to me, bearing in mind their business school brings in a lot of money, let's just say that. And for it not to be accredited, it's like a bit cheeky, because it's like, what's the point of me doing a course which I'm paying £9 grand and a bit for it not to be accredited? Like, that's just fucking stupid. So yeah, I will not be studying masters with them. I do get a discount, which is actually quite a good discount if you continue on with them, and it's a shame because I would have, but you know, I'm not doing a course that's not accredited, so I will not be doing a course with them for my masters. I will be moving to University of West London. I got a unconditional offer and I'll be starting September, so I'm very excited. I'm literally starting in like a month. I think that's pretty much all for the video. I think I've answered all of the relevant, important questions about UCA. If you have any other questions, I can answer them down below or make another video. But yeah, I think UCA is good for what it offers for some of its courses, not all. But you know, you need to do your research, come to open days, ask questions, ask a lot of questions, and that's how you really will know if you will like your course. But also another thing that I wanted to say quickly before I finish is that you might like your lecturer that does the course, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the actual lecturer will be staying for the whole year, because like it happened to me, my lecturer that was like teaching us for like, was meant to be teaching us for 3 years, taught us for 2 years, wrote us an email saying, yeah, I'm quitting and I'm not coming next September for our last year. I was like, are you having a laugh? Like, this is a joke. So anyways, she did end up actually teaching us for the last year because nobody else, there was no other lecturer to teach us. The course director for a lot of courses to do with business and fashion, he decided to quit in middle of 3rd year, which was like, are you having a laugh? Like, this is our most important year and like you're quitting, like you can't go another couple months before you quit. Anyway, so I feel like people, there's rarely like lecturers that are amazing, and a lot of them will be looking after themselves and their job and job security and job prospects and stuff like that, which I 100% I get it, but it's just like great. Like I feel like it's the same with teachers. Like there will be rarely many teachers who actually care about the students and about their like project and like their finishing university and stuff like that. So that will be my end. But just ask a lot of questions, go to open days if you're not sure about your course or the university itself, and that's how you know. If anything, ask other people that have gone. Like, ask me questions about UCA. Like, I will answer them truthfully. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
So, yeah.
No.
I'm guessing there's a dog behind me. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. Any questions? Ask them down below. I'm also very hot, so I'm actually gonna go and get an iced coffee and chill because I'm boiling.